The art of winning isn't just about beating someone else. It's not about a scoreboard or medals or recognition. Winning, in its truest form, is about rising. It's about stepping forward when every instinct tells you to retreat. It's about looking at the impossible and choosing to try anyway, and it's about mastering yourself before you try to conquer the world. You see, we live in a culture that glorifies the end result, the highlight reel, the trophy, the applause, but what really determines whether you win or lose in life is what happens in the quiet moments, when nobody is watching, when doubt is whispering in your ear, when you're tired and scared, and the easy way out is just a step away. True winners understand something most people don't. They know that victory starts long before the moment of triumph. It begins in discipline, in resilience, in sacrifice. It begins the day you choose to build the habits that others are unwilling to build. It begins the moment you stop blaming the world for your pain and start taking ownership of your growth. Winning isn't a gift, it's a grind. It's the accumulation of 1,000 small, invisible choices that no one ever sees, but everyone eventually feels. So if you want to win in life, really win, you must become someone who lives like a winner before the world ever acknowledges your victories. That means committing to your purpose even when there's no applause. That means waking up and doing the hard work even when you're exhausted. That means making your mission more important than your mood, because here's the truth, most people never win, not because they don't have the potential, but because they don't have the patience. They quit too early. They expect the reward without the resilience. They chase comfort instead of growth. But those who understand the art of winning, they know that discomfort is the price of greatness. That adversity is not the enemy, it is the training ground, and that's where your journey begins, not with a loud declaration, not with a perfect plan, but with a quiet decision, a decision to stop living on the sidelines of your own life. A decision to show up every day and give your best, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because the moment you do that, you step into something powerful. You stop waiting to be chosen, and you start choosing yourself. And in that choice, you begin the transformation from ordinary to exceptional. You begin to master the art of winning, not for the world, but for yourself. The art of winning is forged in the unseen. It's shaped not on the day you cross the finish line, but in the countless days you ran alone in the dark, with no one cheering you on. It's in the early mornings when you rise before the sun, in the late nights when you work while others rest, and in the lonely hours when you stay true to your vision despite the world's silence. Winners aren't born with something special, they build it. They build it through consistent action, through embracing failure as feedback, and through the relentless pursuit of growth. They don't wait for motivation to strike, they create it. They don't wait for opportunity, they prepare until opportunity has no choice but to knock. While most people are obsessed with outcomes, winners fall in love with the process. They know that it's not what you achieve once that makes you great, but what you're willing to endure repeatedly without recognition that defines your character. What separates a winner from everyone else is their mindset. It's the refusal to be ruled by emotions. It's the discipline to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. It's the courage to stand tall in the face of fear, and the humility to keep learning even when you're succeeding. Winners don't need validation to keep moving. They are driven by something deeper, purpose. That purpose acts as their compass, guiding them through storms, setbacks, and seasons of silence. Because winning, at its core, is internal. It's not about conquering others, but conquering yourself. The real victory is when you stop being at war with your own potential, when you silence the inner critic that tells you you're not enough, when you stop shrinking to fit the expectations of those around you and start expanding into the person you were meant to be. And every time you push through one more repetition, one more difficult conversation, one more doubt, you move closer to that version of yourself. Winners are not perfect, they're persistent. They've fallen more times than most have even tried. But each fall taught them how to rise stronger. They learned to see obstacles not as walls, but as doors. Doors that open only for those willing to push. And that's where the art lies, in the push, in the persistence. In the practice of becoming a person who refuses to quit, no matter how hard it gets. That's the truth about winning. It's not an event. It's a lifestyle. It's a decision you make every day to keep showing up, to keep giving your all, to keep believing in a vision that no one else may see yet. Because the most powerful wins are not the ones that are celebrated by others, but the ones that change who you are at your core. In the end, the art of winning isn't found in the moment they call your name or hang the medal around your neck. It's found in the quiet pride of knowing you never gave up on yourself. It's found in the scars you carry from battles no one saw but you. It's found in the moments you felt broken, but chose to keep going anyway. That is winning, when you realize the fight was never against the world, but within. The doubts, the excuses, the fear. They were your real opponents, and you faced them. You stood your ground, you grew stronger with every setback, wiser with every fall, and braver with every challenge. That is the real victory, because in the final analysis, success is not about beating others. It's about becoming who you were always meant to be. It's about transforming pain into power, setbacks into fuel, and vision into action. The world may never fully understand what it took, but you will, and that understanding, that deep unshakable knowledge that you earned every inch of your rise, is what will give you peace. That is the reward. Not the trophy, but the transformation. Not the applause, but the strength. Not the finish line, but the fire it took to get there. So keep going, keep fighting, keep rising. Because you, who choose to master the art of winning, are becoming unstoppable. Not because the world believes in you, but because you finally believe in yourself. And that belief changes everything.